So I make a motion to call to order. And
Seconded.
thank you. Debbie has gone above and beyond with our inspirational quote. Laura and Yvonne, I'll send you a copy as well as Rory. So do you wanna read it, Debbie?
Well, sure. I did two, and the first says Mother Earth is not a resource, she is an heirloom, which I think is a good encapsulation of our aims here. And the second says the elders were wise, they knew that a man's heart away from nature becomes hard. They knew that lack of respect for growing living things soon led to a lack of respect for humans too.
And Debbie has a picture and a paragraph about both the individuals who made those quotes. So.
Right.
Debbie's raising the bar here.
Emily just she got her way in.
Thank you. So Teresa, would you?
Rory.
And you always here.
Here.
Ginger here, Debbie here, Jamie,
Here.
Laura,
Here. Here.
Warren.
Here.
Jim.
Here.
Emily will be shortly. Yvonne.
Here.
David.
Here.
Thank you. I make a motion to approve the minutes from our October meeting. With a special thank you to Teresa for at the moment stepping up.
I'm happy to continue.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you. Thank you. You are welcome.
And
What's that?
you have communicated with David that the minutes can be.
Yes.
Hi, Emily.
Yeah, this for everybody's information. Minutes don't have to be a transcript or even close. They can be what's called a meeting summary, which who's here, what was discussed, what were the motion, what were the votes. It'd be like 1 or 2 pages, depending on how much you are.
Yeah, organizations, nobody isn't stuff like that. Rollins rules, basic, look at that, it's just like with a lot of organizations, they're basically all for, like you just said, who's there? Kind of a summary and then any votes, that's it, it's any votes, and that's basically it.
And that's what the state of Missouri, that's the memo. So great, yeah. And that's what council does, so.
Good enough.
So one comment about the minutes. On page 2, letter C, the tree store nominations, Yvonne suggested considering a gift card for nominees. And to let you know, via David, we learned that our money cannot be spent that way. So we will be staying with the plaque.
Gift cards are tricky. I know at work, if you give a gift card, like you have to like, report who got it, how much, and if you're an employee, it's tax. So it's easier to do everything.
Didn't even do like a voluntary questions. Of course, that is for
But yeah.
Okay, so we don't have any visitor today, so we'll go right to updating and our old business. So the sustainability and green space meet and greet, which was a couple weeks ago. Ginger was there, Rory was there, Laura was there, Debbie was there, and I was there. Would each of you who was there maybe say a sentence about it? Shoot something from the meet and greet? If you can remember that far back.
I'd be happy to start, Jeannie. I thought it was, well, thank you first for hosting. It was lovely. And I finally got to see your yard. It was a time well spent. And I think the thing that I came away with was just, you know, what quality, wonderful people are on both of these commissions, but also at the end, John Hickey came up with an idea for an eco-ed that I'm definitely going to steal and run with. So He was talking about us working with the community college to highlight some of the work that they're doing at their campus and tying that into transportation, which goes through Webster to the campus. I won't go into all of the ideas that he put out there, but it was a really good start to one of the eco-eds. So 1 out of 3, done.
Thank you, Rory. Ginger, would you like to add?
Yeah, no, it was just nice, like see, putting the names with the faces and hearing how everybody got to where they were with, their passions with sustainability and green space, even though, we kind of knew our green space friends already, but yeah, it's a nice little meet and greet. Thank you for hosting.
Thank you.
And your yard is awesome. And the workshop, like that was so like the one that your husband, when he, I don't know.
Oh, he's the stone
Yes,
carver, right?
yes.
Yeah, that's right. That's
Like
cool.
it. I don't know, man. That's just really cool.
Thank you. Debbie?
I hated that I was not going to stay longer. I feel like I missed out on everything that the other commission had to say because we were still in our hello, here's who I
The
am.
room was kind of diagonal
Yeah.
divided.
So, but no, it was a nice setup and it was welcoming and cozy and I regretted having to leave.
Laura? Would you
Um,
like to add?
Oh, I don't have that much. I just really liked getting to know the other people in the Sustainability Commission and getting a better idea of what I read about it, but and I hear little bits, but it was really good to hear what they had to say and what they were working on directly. So.
And I'll add, last, I think it was really good that it happened. That was the biggest, success. And I hope it happens again. And, I would like the Sustainability Committee to organize the next one. So I will, prompt, John and Anna in January to maybe organize, because I don't want to be the organizer. So I thought it was lovely and interesting and time well spent, and hopefully we'll continue to get to know the commissions. Okay, next, Laura, update trees of distinction, I almost said extinction. And last month you said there was a new nomination, so there was a total of 2 at last month.
We have 2 more. Yep.
Yay.
Yeah. I did a post on Facebook in the Webster Groves Community Connect. So hopefully that got some people thinking. And yeah, I mentioned it also at our Make a Difference Day. So that I think was helpful. And then, yeah, I guess I was wondering, Yvonne, if we could run it one more time on the Friday page and in Inside Webster Groves, the blurb about it.
I would think so. I guess, David, if you want to let me know if you want me to request that.
Well, considering I have edit rights to those, you should send it to me.
Okay. I will do that then. Great. Thank you.
Thank you, Laura. That's incredible that last month there was an increase and that's doubled.
Yeah, I'm excited. There's some good ones.
So I imagine, you and who else is on that committee? Debbie. I imagine you guys will like drive around and look at the trees.
Yes, I've taken pictures and I can share them. I'll share them with Debbie. And, if you want to drive around, you can definitely do that too. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Okay, thank you. Thank you. Next we have the tree steward nominations. I kind of already mentioned what I was gonna update is no gift certificate, but sticking with the traditional plaque. And just to make sure, is everyone 100% on board with Carrie and Joe having 2 tree stewards this year? Yes. So that will occur during one of our 3 eco-eds is Arbor Day. And the Tree of Distinction is honored at Arbor Day, and the tree stewards are honored at Arbor Day as well. So I might as well share this right now too. A couple weeks ago, I reached out to Karen Anderson on sustainability to kind of begin the process of nailing down dates. And she reached out to the library to get the big picture of the calendar. And I subsequently emailed her again to see if we can advance the topic. At this particular juncture, no news to report on dates yet. But I hope in the next week or 2 we can nail down the dates. I never realized a pattern, but apparently the eco-eds have been the first Monday of the month or Wednesday. And I did notice that week was full with our meeting at the eco-ed, but I didn't really take it as a pattern. But I don't think that pattern is available in terms of the library meeting room availability. But I will keep you posted. And next, Rory, are you able to talk about the Forever Webster Groves and our position statement and bring everyone up to date?
Sure. Can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, good. Okay, so at the last meeting, we got sort of the final feedback on it, and I incorporated that into the draft. That will be good until we decide to update it, along with the Forever Webster plan. I sent to Jeannie a draft of some language to share it broadly. And Jeannie, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe, and I was looking for the email in anticipation of you saying this, and I'm sorry I can't find it yet, but I believe that you sent it on.
I did.
Yeah, we got it right before the last council meeting, so 2 weeks ago maybe.
I think the day after I got it from you, maybe the day of.
Yeah, I remember seeing it go forward, but I just couldn't put my hands on it, so I hope I didn't just make that up in my brain. So it has been circulated to the council and some of staff, and I assume that Mayor Arnold received a copy as well in that process. So it is out there, and there's an understanding of where we come from. I don't know, Jeannie, if we shared it with the sustainability group or the final version with with our team. So if we didn't, we'll follow up and do that. But it's gone to the audience that we intended it to go to.
Sustainability meets in a couple of weeks. I can make sure that it's in their packet as well.
I believe I sent it to John and Ann. I'd have to check my email.
I think you did, actually.
But I know I didn't send it for our commission. So I can do that. It's technically for swimming. Thank you, Rory. So that committee, thank you for your work, everyone who helped with that. Speediest committee of all time. And Rory did the lion's share of the work. But I in my email to Emily and the city council, I painted the picture that we have attended to the 2 things the mayor told us to do last May, which was to begin or to follow Brenner Webster Groves as our guiding document and to get to know the sustainability commission. So I feel relieved and proud that we have followed through with that. And just to remind everyone that the chair and co-chair, myself and Carrie, and then myself and Rory met with John Hinckley and Anna Cameron.
Carry on.
Twice before the meet and greet. So the commissions have met 3 times total. And I'm happy that we've had that level of follow through with the recommendations. Any comments, questions? Okay, now leave the leaves. To update. We've as we shared last month, updated the webpage, made Leave the Leaves and No More April, the 2 pages on the website compatible. No More April was much more elaborate and complete. So our ongoing thing is marketing and publicizing it. And what I would like to propose is the creation of a subcommittee. And I think it will be as short-lived as the position statement subcommittee to create a list of marketing and publicizing strategies. And within that subcommittee to also, and this would apply, the marketing and publicizing would apply to all 3 of our initiatives. NOMO, Green Our City, which will be happening in the fall of 2026, and NOMO. So it would be a one-time creation of a document to direct how to market, how to publicize, and I'd like it to include an elevator talk. That I imagine might be the hardest part, because to be honest, it seems like NOMO April or NOMO May is a little bit controversial. Some people think it helps and some people think it doesn't. So I would like the elevator talk, the 1 paragraph, 2 paragraph talk that we could give to city council and to the mayor if they're ever interviewed, that they would have a response.
Why are we doing this? And that would be the idea, is why are we promoting this?
Why are we promoting it? So kind of revisiting as a topic.
May I comment on that?
I'm sorry.
May I comment on that?
Oh, yes, please.
Great. When we first proposed that to council 3 or 4 years ago, I think, I gave an elevator talk to council that was.
They already had it.
Yeah, they already have this. They already heard, this is what we'd like to do, this is why. And then they decided to change the ordinance based on that. So we had this conversation with council 4 years ago. I think they're probably on board
Oh,
already.
yeah, council, I
Yeah.
don't have any changes and we don't,
Yeah.
there's no need to revisit that.
We can pull it back up. though, I
I'm
guess.
sorry if I wasn't clear. So the elevator talk wasn't to convince them, it's that they could use.
Oh,
They're
If
talking.
they're
they're using it if other people can.
Yeah.
Okay.
like in an interview, someone says, what are you doing with this?
We can pull it up.
Sure.
Do you still have
I
the
did, yeah.
talk?
It's a PowerPoint and I improvised the talk based on that because I didn't know a lot about this.
I think what might be helpful to council, and you tell me if I'm wrong, is the even shorter than an elevator talk.
Yeah.
Some bullet points, just so you can give the quick response to somebody when you run into them at the grocery store
Sure.
and they ask you about it.
That'd be easy to do.
So, does anybody need to review your task before you decide to volunteer for this new subcommittee? Maybe I should say my other idea. I'm proposing a second new subcommittee that I believe will be as short-lived. And what I would like to do, the second subcommittee, is develop a very simple welcome letter for new commissioners. So like, welcome to the Green Space Commission, a little paragraph about the history, a little paragraph about our work. And part of what makes me want to do this is I myself, just a couple months ago, realized that as a Green Space Commissioner, I get a free membership here in the rec center. No one told me that. It wouldn't have changed anything because I go to the Y with my husband, but I did get my free membership. So I'd like it to have that, you know, the perks, a link to Forever Webster Groves, a link to the board and commission handbook. So there's 2 new subcommittees I'm proposing. So comments about either or both of the subcommittees?
I would be happy to be on both, as the longest standing member. But I will say I won't have a lot of time until after Chili Fest is done. So like after Thanksgiving. If
We don't have a December meeting.
Yeah, that might be.
so if we could put it off until sometime in December, I'd be happy to help spearhead that with help. I need help.
Ginger, I'll join you. It's Roy.
Cool, okay. Sure.
Yeah.
What did Roy say?
We'll just-
I'll join in Teresa, I think she's.
Are you guys in for both?
Sure.
I understand, so the
Particularly, I think that, sorry,
the marketing and publication, is this for the beliefs or the next year's?
All the initiatives, all 3 of them. So it'd be something like speaking to Jordan Rowe through David to get him to get on Facebook things and
Right,
Like, you're not looking for the content, you're looking for the points, yeah.
where you wanna market things, where you wanna actually,
Webster
Right.
Times,
Is there a
Webster.
budget for this? A
Is-
budget? Money? No,
no,
no, so it's just like free things like Facebook or whatever, you know.
just to make sure we're covering all the bases. We, because of the extensive transitions in our commission, we lost a lot of institutional knowledge. And I think when applicable, it's nice to put institutional knowledge to paper. So Teresa, did you say both? Sure. Which one should we do first? And Debbie, did you? I'm not trying to pressure you, it's already a big group.
Well, that's what I was concerned about, we'd be getting close to it.
Oh.
I can buy one.
I mean, I'd be happy to help with the welcome letter.
Then I'll go to the other one.
Okay.
Okay, so let me go through this to make sure I have everyone. The welcome letter, Debbie, Ginger, Lori, and Jim.
Okay.
And who would be willing to kind of chair that subcommittee? Ginger. Okay, and then the marketing checklist. I have Ginger, Lori, Jim, and Teresa. Correct? And who would be willing to chair that subcommittee, organize it and.
I'm not sure we're gonna be on this commission if I go on stormwater, that's the thing I'm a little worried about, so that's sort of an F.
Have you heard yet?
I have not heard,
No,
I haven't heard anything,
We're still collecting applications.
so there's folks up the application.
Yes.
It shouldn't be Jim. And it should be Ginger since she's doing the other one, so that leaves Teresa and Lori. Oh, wrong one.
Yeah.
Turn it
I can do it. Thank you. Do you need to see the list, Teresa, for sure? So the list of people. Okay. Now, let's not on the agenda, but let's take a minute to check in with Green Our City and that is
The subcommittee won't have an update yet, but I have an update, so I can either do it now or I can do it.
I'll do it now.
The update is we're gonna have a meeting in a week, I think. The staff side of things, so Mayor Arnold being, and then staff kind of. Cause also on the staff side, there's been a lot of turnover since we did Greener City last, and so to kind of help with that institutional knowledge and get everybody up to speed on what it is and what it's been in the past. We wanna go back to expectations. We have the new arborist is here, Dr. Book, or not, what's your title?
No, doctor, dismissed.
No, I said it was the director.
Deputy city.
Deputy City Manager Bookles will be on it, I'm sure Dr. Peoples will be there, so a few different people, I can't remember the list. And then once we've had that, I'll have more information to bring back to the subcommittee and figure out like how we bring everything together and get going from that. We wanted to have that meeting first, make sure people know about it. So that's up to that.
Remind me what that's about. Greener City.
It is, an initiative that's won an award. That's about, replacing trees in the city by having, households apply to get a tree planted in their right of way.
The street trees.
City
Oh,
Yeah, so and then the residents or the become tree stewards. And so there's a commitment that they'll take care of the tree for 2 years. And then, well, at the time it was public, let's just say the city then takes care of responsibility of that tree ongoing like they do for all their tree.
Right-of-way trees.
Right-of-way trees. So it's been really successful. We've had a lot of, one was all around kind of like Edgar Road the first year, I think, and then another year we spread out and did like 44 trees or something across the city, all in like a Saturday morning. And there's another year, and then this year it's kind of been on maintenance mode.
So this is like a space between like typically the sidewalk and there's a road.
Yeah.
To the sidewalk and
Yeah.
the street.
So there's a space about
Yeah.
maybe that wide or so that you plant a tree.
Yeah, the right of way varies depending
Yeah,
on
yeah.
the lot, but the arborist is involved in helping select the right tree. We've had, the city arborist is involved in doing that. We've also had arborists on the commission before.
Great.
And of course, so it's, but we don't have Carrie, we don't have Joe anymore, so I think that's been a big concern from the commission side is that loss of expertise. But we have a new arborist on the city side, so figuring kind of all that out.
Yvonne will be very involved.
My neighbor just had a tree taken down in that right of way. And it was up to the road and I says, why are you taking this tree down? Looks good to me. Well, Spire has a line and a meter underneath the tree. And Spire requested that the tree come out because they needed that access.
Yeah.
So they took it out. It's like,
And so each site, people volunteer, sign up, say that they would like a tree. And then each site is really assessed to see like where could it go, where would it be appropriate to go, how tall the tree could go, which species of tree could go there. So there's a lot of kind of like background and homework that has to be done before planting day. It's exciting.
My home was a recipient, in 2024 and all the utilities came and spray painted on the grass to indicate where to stay away from. So it was highly coordinated.
It's exciting to realize that.
So related to that, in the future, not immediately, I would like Green Our City to have a page on the Webscruf's website, the same as normal April, same as Leaf of Leaves. So I brought this incredible, expensive flyer from Davy Trees that has some information. So Ginger, Teresa, and Laura are the Green Our City, so that when we get to the point of writing submission for the website to create a page for Green Our City, that might come in handy.
And that reminds me, I can't remember if we gave an update on this or not, but we had the RFP for the tree inventory. Did we close the loop on that? That closed, JB Tree was selected to do that work again, so they're updating the tree inventory for us. I believe that work is started now or will start
I think it will
soon.
start, yeah. That's good news.
They did the previous one.
The last we heard, there were estimates.
Yeah. So those are-
Okay. Next, also not on the agenda, dark skies update from Corin. You want to share the current status?
Oh, good. Last I checked, there was no major update. The various bodies in the city have signaled that they are in favor, it's considered in the ordinance essentially, and it will be seriously considered in January.
That is correct.
Okay.
It is with staff right now. Next step is plant commission, but there's some staff work that needs to be done and it won't get to plan. We won't get there before January. I don't know if we've committed to January,
Correct.
but
Okay, possible.
early 2026.
There's a lot going on and you just can't do everything.
But that's the next stop is to,
The fact that that's clicking along is good enough for me. I'm happy. Yeah.
And just by way of information, it's now being referred to as responsible labor.
Right.
Oh.
Yeah, I saw the change. That works for me too. Yeah, I missed last month, so I missed some of the conversation we had about that.
And that term actually comes from the dark skies people as well, so.
So this is like super huge good news. And Corin, we're indebted all your work on this. Greatly appreciative and good for our community and a great success for our commission.
I'm pretty happy as long as it, keeps moving forward. I think it's a win for everybody.
Last month when you weren't here, we had a visitor, John Wagner.
Okay.
What is his title?
He's the Planning and Development Director, yes.
And he spoke to it and said, he's the one who said, we don't need to do any more.
Right.
It's
I watched the video when I was sick afterwards, so I could see that he essentially had signaled, we are in favor of this going forward. You know, like, we're not saying, let's do it, but if the city wants to proceed, we are in favor, was my understanding.
moving it along.
Right.
that was advancing up.
That's good.
So related, I thought I would share, I myself attended a
Nice.
Dark Sky.
Good for
They
you.
called it a festival. I would call it a gathering or an event. So I deliberately didn't wear the t-shirt I bought so that I could bring it and show.
Oh,
I'm sure what this is, if it's a salamander or Teresa might know.
Is it a hellbender?
They did have a talk on the Hellbender.
Maybe.
So
Not
there,
either.
here's the sky, here's people with a telescope. And it was at Ozark Scenic Riverways National Park in Van Buren. And I bought a present for everyone.
What?
Here's stickers and I'll give you Laura and Ivana, or I'll give you yours next time I see you, but here's a sticker everyone will have on that matches the shirt.
Thank you.
Thank you. That's really nice.
You're welcome.
I love stickers.
And
Thank
I'm offering the bag because I just destroy bags like this. They're not strong enough for grocery shopping. So would someone like a lightly used bag? I mean, not lightly used, lightly usable.
Yeah, my dogs would decorate that with husky hair.
Anybody interested?
I mean, does anybody at home want it poopy sage? I could always give it to the food pantry.
It's yours, Ginger.
I can't wait to put this. I got a new laptop. Thank you.
It was an interesting event. I won an attendance prize too. A book, I'll bring that next time. It was very interesting. So it's an official dark area.
Yeah.
So, and it was the weekend that we had that tremendous rain. So the viewing Friday night happened. It was just so magical. You just bring a blanket, a tarp and a blanket, and you lay there And this man with the microphone, I felt like it was olden times of storytelling, though he was talking about stars and information, but it was a storytelling energy. And then he stopped talking to the speaker and you just went around to different telescopes. So with the naked eye, you could see no shortage of stars. But then when you look through the telescope, it was that times 10. It was unbelievable. And the spring there's beautiful, big spring that feeds into the current river. It was just gorgeous. So I would recommend if you ever have the opportunity, go to a Dark Skies festival. So, okay.
Dark Skies has some long-term goals of getting most of the municipalities around here to make these changes in the hopes that in 10 years, 20 years, the visibility in the St. Louis area will be dramatically improved. Most municipalities are like Webster, grandfathering in the old fixtures, so it will be a slow process. But over the course of the long term, we should have better star visibility here too, eventually.
They're some of the most passionate people I've encountered. I did not go to the Highlander talk. I was sitting by the current river, but I went to a talk on a tree. It's got a Native American name. Chinkapin. I have never encountered someone more passionate about a tree. He had graphs and the quality of the nuts, and how many animals need nuts in their diet, and the tree was virtually extinct in the state, and through efforts of conservation department, it's not in that place anymore. So just incredibly passionate people.
I feel like Carrie's before that's her favorite tree. I just remember that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Chicken or no, but the chicken.
Is it a native?
Dwarf chestnut?
Yeah.
Okay.
I
Is that a
suspect
Native
that's,
American name?
yeah, the Allegheny chinkapin or Ozark chinkapin is a native species of chestnut, highly productive, highly nutritious, almost went extinct, with the same blight that wiped out the American chestnut. It's a closely related species. So there are some active restoration efforts going on in Missouri for the Allegheny or Ozark chestnut. So I bet that's the chinkapin in question.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Interesting.
Really cool
He
tree.
had science that had been like researched scientifically.
Yeah.
The nutritional value of the nuts from this tree compared to the chestnut and other chestnut. It was amazing. Okay, I do have a question about our new roster. I feel slightly insecure because Yvonne isn't listed.
She's no longer the liaison. She is a technical advisor. We can put her on the technical advisor, but Yvonne is welcome to come to the meetings, but typically, I think more often than not, she doesn't need to unless there's something that she, is applicable to what her role is. I didn't put together the roster for what it's worth. It's put together by the city clerk's office. And,
Well, just given the amount of turnover in the year and 3/4 I've been on the commission, I would like Yvonne to be listed just so it's documented. Cause
I'll see if we can add her as a technical advisor.
I don't know, Yvonne, would you like to respond?
Well, I'll fill whatever role the city wants me to fill.
I just feel like the work that we're about is so intimately linked with the work you do. And not to discount David at all, appreciate your presence and all you bring to the commission. But especially now that we don't have, what is your degree, Teresa? Are you horticulture?
Biology.
Biology. I didn't want to discount Teresa. But we used to have an arborist and an expert in horticulture on the commission. And now we're a little bit more of a leg group. And I don't think that it hinders our ability to work and function. But I do think it is a different level of expertise.
As I said, I'll see if I can't get her added as a technical advisor too.
Do you wanna talk about your degree?
Yeah, I was gonna talk about that in my update, but so I'm a liaison not only to GSAC, but also Commission on Sustainability and the newly formed Stormwater Management Advisory Committee. So there's a lot of, sort of overlap in one way or another with those. So, and I think that's what Dr. Peoples thought was important, to have one person as sort of the central clearinghouse for all of those commissions. And so somebody that knows what's going on in all of them. So that's kind of what's going on with that.
They're all three environmental.
They're all three environmental, and the former liaison to sustainability is Sean Finnegan. Like Yvonne, she's a technical advisor to that one. And with respect to stormwater, we haven't quite settled on who, but somebody from Sinon's department, I suspect would be from Public Works rather, would be the technical advisor to that commission as well.
We talk a lot about staff time, and so like wasn't involved in the decisions on the changes, but my take on it is it also frees up these staff like Yvonne and Sean's to have less meeting time, less administrative work, and do more of their important expertise, kind of what CMS needs.
And they have something to do. But if there's something germane to their expertise at a particular meeting, they can zoom in, they can come to the meeting, it's up to them.
So Yvonne, the boiled down messages, we appreciate you, we want you.
Thank you. I appreciate it. I definitely am very interested in what Green Space is trying to get accomplished with the commission.
Yvonne will be doing a lot of work with Green Earth City, particularly.
Yes, and so I'm also a certified arborist, and I'm working closely with the arborists that we just hired, and we're compiling a list of citizens that would like to have a tree, as well as we're creating our own list of areas that need trees. When we're taking out these trees, in order for us to plant trees back, it does have to meet certain thresholds. So not everyone can have a tree back in the space. It really depends on how big the parkway is and what type of utilities we would be dealing with. But we're very passionate about it, and our marching orders are to get 30 trees in the ground by the end of the year for this year. And after this next week, we should be about halfway there.
Laura, I see you have your hand up.
Yes, I just usually after we've kind of the subcommittee, Debbie and I, when we've gotten together with the nominations for trees of distinction, I think, we usually did have either a Zoom call or something with Yvonne to kind of just discuss and finalize things. And I just want to make sure that she does have so much experience with that program that I would be working with Yvonne, or if I should work with someone else, let me know.
Well, everything should come through me, and I'll make sure it gets to Yvonne.
Oh, okay.
So just direct all your communications to me.
Okay.
And there's various reasons for that, not least of which is that we make sure that we're creating the public record for folks.
Okay.
So since we're on this topic, I have a question. Would our commission be involved with the pocket prairies and the greenway that's being developed on Kirkham?
Well, the Greenway, I can speak to that. That's Great Rivers Greenway project. They are the lead on that. So I don't know that there's a role for the commission in that. The city is involved as a partner, but the Great Rivers Greenway is the lead and doing all
Yeah,
of
and
those
those
types of
coordinating
things.
that with MSD is doing some work in that corridor as well, so they're trying to coordinate that work with them. And best accommodate both. The Greenway as well as the work that MSD has to do with the least amount of impact of everybody. But frankly, as the city, we attended, a lot of our input has been through the open houses that they have, which everybody's more than welcome to attend.
I know, I've seen a lot of people from this group there.
I attended the second one, which was in October. I can't remember what day. It was phenomenal. That I felt like I was like ushered. Someone was talking to me and walked me to this station, and someone else talked and walked me to this station. And what they're proposing and what they're asking for feedback on is phenomenal. The thought they put into it with parking and respecting Shady Creek area and not having paths in there, but perhaps just trails. So I don't know if there's gonna be another open house on it, but it was very interesting. I did not go to the skate park open house.
That was incredibly well attended. Skate park and performance park. It was great. We had a ton of people there from the skate community, also from the arts community, some really good discussions. That survey is open, so definitely encourage people to go out and fill that out and to know that we're at the beginning stages of things. And we do want to hear, this is not just a check mark, like we actually really do want to get input from the community. It was great to see so many people from the skate community kind of marking which style of park they would most like to see here, what amenities they want to see. So that was great. Had some really good conversations with some people from our local professional musician scene on what they recommend for a performance park, what they don't recommend for a performance park. So absolutely would love input from this group, and then spread out to your.
Did I say state park?
Skate.
Skate.
Yeah.
Over on the side of the building.
Okay,
The skate park is just that for
yeah,
skateboarding.
all right.
And the performance park is more like
Okay.
some sort of stage
Right.
for various kind of performances. Some people were confused by what performance park meant, so we're trying to explain that a little bit more clearly to people.
And there'll be further outreach on both of those as time goes by too. Probably, I don't know that the future ones will be combined, but this first one was.
There is a park master plan, which is why they were on it together, so.
If there's a place at the table for a green space with the pocket prairies and this performance park, we'd be very interested in advocating for native plants and trees and landscaping.
I will communicate that to folks doing that outreach and communication.
I think your question, that's a good question. I assume that they have landscape architects and that they're fully aware of, what the right types of plants and species are to plant.
They're still at the conceptual level at this point. They haven't gotten down to the nitty-gritty of that type of thing. They know where landscaping might go, but they haven't determined what exactly.
Exactly.
They still have to figure out what kind of park is it gonna be.
Right.
Just to give you an example with skateboarding. Do you remember, they call it a bowl, kind of looks like a swimming pool?
Yeah.
Skaters don't like that anymore. It takes up too much space. Yeah, they like the rails and the different things that they can skate across and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Why would you? We're not up to.
I'm not a skateboarder, but I think it's amazing when I see what these guys are doing. This is astonishing.
Would go down the hill.
That's very, very
I think we had like 60 people.
Oh, easily.
Easily.
Yeah. And a lot of young people too. A lot of young people.
I'll kill myself, I try.
You need both.
Yeah.
So, our next topic is no mow April. And I've kind of tried to delegate because I have not put the time into looking at the expertise and research on pro or con or parameters. It works well here, but here you might not want to. So that was part of my emphasis. And Jim has spearheaded making a video.
I mean, yeah, we worked together on it. I think, you know, I watched that video that you have here, the problems with Nemo May, as before I came over here. And it's interesting, and my wife went to this, there was a thing at the community college, Merrimack with Bud County, who's a very, very well-known person on this sort of thing, and he was not wildly enthusiastic about it, so I don't know where that leaves us. You know, I think that there's still value in it myself, but I hate to see us advocating something where there's going to be a lot of questions from people, maybe legitimate questions, so I don't know where that puts us, I really don't.
I think some of the criticisms that I've seen digging into who's writing them, there's a benefit for them to us. There's a landscaping company, there's a turf company, there's a seed company behind that, so I just think when we're looking at both sides that we need to really keep in mind, consider the source of some of those.
I did not research this directly, but I was told that one of the original studies that supported this has been retracted for various reasons. So it probably is worth doing some digging to see what the latest is.
All right, guys. 4 years I've been debate on this, and I've read all this research, and I can address all of these issues at great length if you're interested. Would you guys like an at length addressing of these issues?
You're a guy, you're a guy.
Is that a yes, or should
Before we start, I just wanna say that like, this was very discussed, when this was not lightly considered, this was not picking a few studies, this was.
Yeah.
Definitely thoroughly vetted before it moved forward.
Yeah, we went through with this for good reasons 4 years ago. And, you know, we've had a heavy turnover since then. So not everybody who's currently on the commission has heard this information.
Yeah.
So probably worth talking about.
I'd be interested in reading, I'm frankly, honestly, on the, because I don't know. I'm not an entomologist, and I don't know if anyone here is an entomologist, but that's the sort of expertise that Calamy has.
I have trained entomologists. So they are the ones publishing this research. Dr. Camillo at St. Louis University and I were colleagues. We trained Dr. Rachel Brandt, who is a pollinator expert locally, a former student of mine. I've been reading about this and studying this and serving on committees at the graduate level on this for 15 years. I have read all these pollinator studies. The original study was retracted, that's correct. There was an early study that said Nemo May is a great practice. And then some of their data appeared to be fudged, essentially. So that study has been now nixed. But that's only one of hundreds of pollinator studies that indicate various things about what goes on in April and May. As the video you sent out pointed out, in Missouri, May is not a great time, but we're doing April, and we're doing April on purpose because the blooming time in Missouri is late March through April for the peak pollinator species. So the video, its primary concern is that April is better than May, which we're already doing, which is also good. We have studies that indicate that mowing every 2 weeks instead of every 1 week produces significantly more species richness, for example, that is more biodiversity in your yard. That's biodiversity of insects and biodiversity of plants. If you mow every 3 weeks, interestingly, you get higher numbers of pollinators, but lower biodiversity. That is, there are trade-offs in terms of exactly how you do yard management. More yard mowing, however, reduces that. So if you're down to 1 week, or if you're more frequently than that, you're losing quite a bit of your biodiversity, both in terms of plants and pollinators. One of the more complicated questions is best practices. This is a nice thing to do, but its impact is small. We can do this, it's helpful if people listen and follow the guidelines. Not everybody does, you know, people, we in one case had people not mow for 2 months and they got very upset that their yard was hard to manage.
Yeah.
Yeah, so, you know, that could happen. But if the policies that we recommended followed, it's a good thing to do. It provides benefits, it improves biodiversity. It is not best practices. Best practices is total native restoration, elimination of the yard, planting big native landscapes, get rid of all the turf. But nobody can afford that. Only really committed people have the time and money to do that kind of conversion. So
It's supported by money, it's supported by
it's time,
time.
yeah, it's a multi-year process. So we as a commission have long recommended that people do native landscaping when they can, which is the gold standard. Native landscaping or even edible landscaping is better than yards. And we've talked about that. We've given talks, we've provided information, we've provided flyers for 4 years. We've been saying if we promote native landscaping, then no-mow is a nice little icing on top. Minor spring benefits that has the side effect of hopefully convincing people that these yard monocultures are not the only thing we have to grow, that we can grow a variety of things, that we can have yards that have violets. So it's in part a public outreach strategy to pursue no-mow, even though the benefits are modest in some yards, especially if people are mowing every week or something, or mowing too much. How's that for a longer browser?
I'm gonna suggest.
I actually have significantly more information than that. That's one more. I have hundreds of
What he's
pages.
saying is that there are good reasons for it.
There are good reasons for it. Yeah,
That are scientific.
that are
I
scientific.
thought it was interesting in the video that we watched a couple meetings ago, that the phrase that that fellow was using was, leave some leaves, as
Hmm.
opposed to leave the leaves. I think that might be a better on-ramp for a lot of people that are a little.
Well, it already is. So both Leave the Leaves and No Mow April, they have both been designed to be a spectrum.
Yes.
So that people can join where there's freedom. If you wanna leave all your leaves, leave all your leaves, that's fine. If you wanna leave some of your leaves, if you wanna mulch some of your, like, whatever, but like just the awareness.
Right.
That like this is a thing and this is something that you can do, and then people have different comfort levels and all of those can work in both.
Say, as a resident and a gardener, I really appreciate that I have the right to leave my leaves and
Yeah.
to not mow and to do that as I see fit to manage my own yard. Really appreciate that.
And for
Yeah.
No Mow April, we had to change the ordinance to, for that period of time to, that we're not gonna issue tickets if your
Yeah.
grass is over a certain amount.
That was my first council address and I was very intimidated.
You did great. I mean, you got to win too, so, some of them is public outreach, but some of it is public policy and making sure that we, policy of the city lines up with ours. It's a good thing.
And record doing that on the spot especially.
Sure. I have a lot of practice because I've also taken point on handling complaints. You know, when people complain on Facebook, like, I don't like all these tall yards. Often it's me saying, well, these are the reasons that we're doing it. And I've often emphasized exactly what Teresa said. That is, this is a citizen right. Something that Webster can choose to do. Right. We have more freedoms, in fact, than other municipalities in being able to choose. And I like that.
And the choosing is also not participating.
Right.
You can, if you
Right.
want
You can choose not to.
to.
Do it.
Go
Have
for it.
fun.
I'm happy not to write one of these.
I love an initiative that requires zero effort on my part.
That's been one of the most popular things. People will write in and comment like, it's great to not have to mow. It's awesome. It's great to not have to rake. It's
Yeah.
awesome. Yeah.
I think there's a cultural change that's going on here.
Yeah.
And because people, I used to live in Glendale. My neighbor was out there like every week or twice a week mowing his grass, and doing that. And
Sure.
it's just like, that's what he wanted to do. And I think we have to kind of get away from that, that's the way things should look. And that's not an easy change for a lot of people, they like, you see it, that people put a lot of time into making their grass look just like on a Scots, catalog,
And that's been our long-term strategy, is to show people that there's another way, that there's a cheaper way, that there's an easier way, and that has benefits too.
But I will say, I have a large space behind my house that is all native plants, that does take time. There's a lot of work involved with that.
That was a really good eco ad when we had that guy who came and talked about turf replacement. Might not be bad as a repeat sometime.
So, Jeannie, how about we send Corin our video, let him, I don't know, have you looked at it?
I have not, I've had a lot going on this past month.
Okay, I mean, to see what he thinks about that and what changes might.
Sure. If you
Can you
resend
send
it,
me the latest version?
I thought I did, but I will do that again, yeah.
yeah, loop me in, I'll take another
Okay,
look
sure.
and see if I have any
I
comments.
have some photographs.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know, I kind of think that it's almost ready to be said it's done, but I mean, it would be good if you took a look at it, see what you think.
And it will be nice to have a homegrown video on the website.
Well, that was my question to you. I don't know if you, what website would it be on? The
Webster Grouse.
All right, let you guys know.
Okay.
Thank you.
So just to, Laura, pretty be ready to close this. We're interested in being part of the Pocket Prairies.
Yeah.
If that's helpful. If
So that all occurred before I was here, so I'm not as familiar with sort of what led up to that, but I will make sure that your voice is heard.
I think that on the current group, I don't know that there's a role at this point in time. I wish that the commission had brought it earlier, and we talked about that before. At this point in time, there was the option for people to, if they had an adjoining lot, to take over that lot, which like our neighbors across the street do, which I think is amazing. Also for neighbors and neighborhoods to adopt islands, which that also happened, which I think is great. Those are out of the Pocket Prairie program and are being taken care of by those neighbors now. The other properties are moving forward with the contract that we had with, was it Yvonne, was it? Oh, you're muted.
It's called Compass Natives.
Confiscated, I was thinking of different, so they'll continue with the conversion of the,
so it's not the city.
it's the city hired a contractor to do that work. And it's a couple of steps, there are a couple more steps to remove what's there already, and then they'll be planting and take. I think it's a 3-year timeline overall to get everything established, so it'll take a little while, but we're on that, back on that path.
Thank you.
But I don't know if there'll be a future batch of these that we'll need to look at, and if we do, I think a lot of this would like to do it a little bit differently and bring in the commission really on that.
We didn't say we have a timekeeper, but it's actually 6:03.
Thank you.
Can I ask one random question, or this is for you guys. A community member was asking me about street sweeping. Is there like an actual schedule for that, or?
I don't know that there is a schedule.
I do not know, but I can find out.
That'd be great. Ran into her at Rogers and I don't know how it came about, but I was supposed to ask the last meeting and I forgot, and then I found her
I
business
don't
card.
know about street sweeping, so much of it is weather dependent, so I don't know if there's a set schedule for that. It's not like the city where it's like every second Wednesday
Right,
morning.
right.
But snow removal, that's gonna be new
Yeah.
and exciting.
There's gonna be a new sort of portal on the website called Snowpath, and you'll be able to see in, I'm not gonna say real time, but pretty darn close to real time,
Like where all the trucks are.
where the trucks are and where they've been.
That's gonna be.
And like how many times they've swept your street.
It's not in real time because we don't want people chasing down.
Hey, we are not meeting in December, it's just part of the schedule. But to let you know, I have proposed a field trip for us, and it looks like it will happen in the spring. And it will be a tour of the Public Works and Parks Department.
Service center.
The service center, so we will be even more connected because we'll have a visual of the size of the scale and the scope.
Sorry, date on that?
There is not a date. We wanna wait for warm weather. Cause it's a lot outside, but the second thing is they're gonna be doing some improvements down there and we wanna make sure it's timed with, so as not to interfere with that.
I just say it's really cool. I got to do a tour when I got on council and I was like, wow, this is like a whole,
Make a difference.
Narnia, like a whole different world that you don't even know in there. I thought it was really cool.
We did all of our clean stream stuff and then we like went back, we helped take out like get all the animals out of the pots and stuff and like you just like going back, like you get to, you see.
When I went to pick up
See things.
flyers from Yvonne's desk, I was like, it's a little town back here.
It is.
So that's what gave me the idea. So in the spring,
It's exciting.
Yvonne, would you like to share anything about Make a Difference Day? Was the turnout good?
Yes, we had a great turnout. And I think we had 8 different events going on. And I don't know if folks had a chance to look at the video that Jordan put together.
That was really
Um,
good.
but it turned out really nice. And Laura is at the end of the video ripping some honeysuckle out, and John Hickey's in the video. So we had an excellent turnout. Absolutely. We're gonna shoot for bigger and better next year.
Deal.
Right after that, we had the dedication of the sculpture park for
Alright.
Mayor Welch, and that was really lovely too. And Yvonne was there. I don't know how you turned that around so quickly to be able to show up at the sculpture park, but it was a really nice event. And if you haven't seen it yet, the sign is beautiful. It's like metal work. It's all very, for metal, it looks very soft.
Saw the picture of
Anything else, Yvonne?
That's all I have.
And David?
Actually, couple of things. One, you might notice the agenda looked a little bit different this month. I'm slowly trying to get it to be a little bit, formatted more, much like the agenda essentially. And hopefully we'll get that nailed down, but it's gonna evolve over time. We talked about the meeting summary, rather than detailed minutes. That'll make the recording secretary's job a lot easier, I would hope. We brought up the service center, that was on my list. Last week I attended a symposium called Circular STL or Circular St. Louis, and it was about reduce, recycle, reuse. It was probably more focused on the city of St. Louis since they've had their ongoing issues with recycling, but it really had a lot of lessons applicable to the entire region. And I was there with members of council, Councilmember Hassemeyer, members of the Sustainability Commission, as well as our sustainability coordinator. And it was just a really great event, and I would encourage you to follow them. They have a LinkedIn page where you can find out about all their events and whatnot. And it was a really great event. I do have a question about future agendas. Would you like me to put a standing item on there for committee updates? And that way, whatever committees that have something to say, they can just give the update rather than trying to detail who wants to say what.
That's good.
Oh, good. And then the other thing I was gonna mention was, you mentioned the service center tour. And I said that they're gonna be doing some improvements down there at that building. Eventually, they're gonna have a new meeting room down there with new high-tech, cameras and TVs. And that is a potential location for the EcoEd series once that's done. That's what I was told. I haven't seen the plans, but I was told that's a possibility. Or used for, recording the series as well. I don't know what kind of audience that you get in person in terms of numbers.
It varies, but I've seen the meeting room at the library. Are you familiar with that room? Full.
Okay.
I'm wondering about parking.
And that's what we have to work through because as you know, it's gated.
Yeah.
But there is a reasonably sized parking lot out front, so we have to work through some details, but the potential is there. And when you do take the tour, hopefully the facility will be ready so you can take a look and see what you think.
And the project is there's gonna be a new entrance that's on the street
On the
side.
public
So
side.
you don't have to go through the gate for safety and other reasons. And so I think you'll be able to access the public through that side. Still a parking issue, but not the gated issue.
Yeah, folks have a lot to, they want to interact with Public Works and Parks. But right now, it's kind of difficult. I mean, they can come here to the rec center, obviously, but it can be difficult.
We have especially specific, go ahead, series that might have something to do. Yes.
And
What about like the salination, like during the, at the winter when they do saltwater and
So
stuff.
the city doesn't have its own sort of like meeting space or something like that, that would be other than the city council chamber.
Chambers is the largest space, or the,
Yeah, that's not.
the various meeting rooms here, of
Yeah.
course, as well.
That's not quite even that suitable for that sort of thing.
Yeah,
It's got the,
Yeah, it doesn't have like a presentation.
you know, yeah. But that's all I have for an update.
And I think mine. Okay.
hey, we did pretty good, 6:10.
I have 3 questions, quick questions. One, should I remove Yvonne from the roll calls?
Yes.
Okay. And then 2, do we need to do a vote on recording secretary? Is that, I don't know, like official business? That was
It
required.
should be voted on. Do we have somebody volunteering?
Yeah.
Yeah, so technically it wasn't
I
advertised.
nominate Teresa. All in favor?
Okay, thank you. So I have to write
So,
down.
Laura, Lori, Vaughn, I'll have your phones and the sticker for you next time I see you.
Okay, thank you.
Thanks for joining, Rory, especially with you not feeling good, appreciate it.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Okay, so we'll be together in January
Happy holidays,
6th,
everybody.
I think.
So you have plenty of time to get agenda items to me.